Hello, welcome to week 5. For the last few weeks, we've been talking about call and vocation in a very generic sense. What are you called to? What kind of passions and excitement do you have in your life? We haven't really specifically talked about ministry, call to ministry. What does that exactly mean? This week, as we talk about this, I want you to be thinking about ministry defined as service. So really, that's all it means. It doesn't mean a minister is someone big and loud on a stage, but it's actually anyone who serves someone else. That's the root of ministry. The root word comes from service, from someone who cares for someone else. So as we think about being called to ministry, what needs do you see around you? And what are the ways that you could get involved in that? If you're a person that's connected to a local church or a nonprofit or some other kind of thing, how do you see what you do as a call or part of your narrative for ministry? Do you connect the dots between some of the things we talked about last week and specifically your own story with the work or the ministry that you do? So don't get too hung up on this idea of ministry as, you've got to be a pastor, you've got to be a missionary, you've got to be a worship leader or a choir director. That's not what I mean. Anything that you do that serves others is ministry. So as you think about that through the discussion and through the other pieces that we'll do this week, I hope that is a helpful context for you. This week, we're also doing something called a discernment meeting. Now, in my family, on people's birthday or Mother's Day or some of those kind of things, we always do an appreciation day. So in our family, let's say it's my wife's birthday, we'll do a mom appreciation day. And so everyone around the circle will need to say something that they appreciate about their mom or my wife. And we'll go around and do that. Take that in your mind, that image, as you think about how you're going to do this discernment meeting. You'll have to look at section C in the book by John Neufeld, the very small, thin copy about discerning leaders for tomorrow's churches. Don't stress too much about the time. I mean, it's quite grand in that document. Find something that works for you. I would assume that it'll take you 45 minutes to an hour to write your initial paper that you'll give out to everybody. So there's about an hour. And your meeting should take between 90 minutes and an hour to do it well. Make sure as well that you find a host, someone who's going to keep everything on track. I think in the book it's called a team leader. And also someone who can keep notes. You want to be able to just receive and listen, and you want somebody else writing things down so you won't forget some of the important things and some of the good things that people will say about you. I know it's hard. I know it's something that we don't normally do. We are not, as Americans, very good at receiving positive feedback and compliments, and maybe people identifying some of the things we're good at. It's just not part of our DNA, really. It's hard. I recognize that. Please make sure that you're spending time just preparing for this and then being ready for it. And I trust, and I'm sure you'll find this as a really good experience. You will write a document, as I said already, to share out with them, maybe something that you're thinking about, maybe helping you discern something that you hadn't even thought of till you started taking this class. Or maybe it's something as you think about the future, or even a way for you to process your life up to this point. Feel free to copy out of the book that section C if you want to hand that out to your team members, those that'll be a part of this discernment meeting. I'm trusting and I'm positive that this will be a time of affirmation. The people you choose are very important, so make sure that you look at the list that's listed in the syllabus and also on the course site, and find those people that you can connect with in that way. I look forward to reading first your document that you're going to write to give to them, as well as your final, which will come up next week, and we'll talk about that on the week 6 video. Have a great time at that discernment meeting. I'll be praying for you this week and trust it'll be a good experience for you. Blessings.